Hellos, welcomes back everyone. Wolf here with even more Star Wars The Old Republic. Playing as Theia here, my bounty hunter, and we have just arrived on the world of Dromund Kaas. After completing the first Imperial aligned flashpoint, the Black Talon. So, we need to get ourselves checked in at customs, and then I believe we're making our way over to Kaas City.
Ugh, spaceports all smell the same. Engine exhaust, coolant fluid, and spacers who haven't bathed in a week. Let's get out of this stink. Whatever the rest of Dromund Kaas is like, the air has gotta be fresher than in here.
I would have figured you'd been to Dromund Kaas before.
Braden and I moved around a lot when we first got together, but we never made it here. Just a reminder, this is an Imperial world, which means rules, rules, and more rules. If we tweak the local authorities, they can make life really hard.
My goal is to join the Great Hunt. That's it.
Still, let's try to keep a low profile. Come on, the Mandalorian Enclave is in the Citadel. Our contact is someone named Krista Markon.
Krista Markon, the same person who arranged the birth on the Black Talon. Because I've played this game so often and in so many different ways, sometimes it is so easy to rush around, get from point A to point B, complete the storylines as efficiently as possible. But sometimes it's nice just to slow down, kind of roleplay, walk around a little, and take in the sights, take in the scenery. I know it's all set design and some developer, or numerous developers, put some time into just creating these landscapes we're exploring. But some of them are very pretty. I suppose I can't really put it into words. I'm not a wordsmith in any way. But I like some of the attention to detail. Yes, some of the areas we'll visit are basically copies of one another with minute changes, but that doesn't detract from the effort of the overall game that they put in.
Sheesh, it's so dark. Let's see what time it is here. Oh, apparently it's always this gloomy. Lovely.
Did we gain a codex entry there? We did not. So yes, we need to find our way over to Kaas City. It lies across a lot of dangerous jungle. They recommend we take a speeder to Kaas City. Yes, that is possible. but law-wise, currently it is not possible due to a situation, as we'll discover. Once again, we have another heroic mission terminal here. There are plenty of heroic missions here on Dromund Kaas. We've also picked up a weekly quest to complete 5 of the 5 heroic missions here on Dromund Kaas. Now, is there anything worth keeping? Nope. Okay.
Please use all products only as intended. Be well.
We've been world synced down to level 17 for our time here on Dromund Kaas. Actually, what do we know of this world? We're bound to have a codex entry on Dromund Kaas. Indeed we do. Dromund Kaas is the capital of the Sith Empire, founded a millennium ago in the aftermath of the Great Hyperspace War. Since then, the sleek metropolis of Kaas City has grown into a symbol of imperial power, towering over the surrounding jungle and looming dark against the stormy skies. The military and the Sith have authority here. Under the eye of the Emperor himself, aside from the wildlife, the greatest threats are internal. Slave revolts, feuding Sith Lords and the like. Planetary defenses are formidable, as the Empire still remembers its defeat and its exile so long ago.
You there. I'm Commander Rylan. I'm authorized to recruit armed individuals to deal with an emerging threat in this area. Something is stirring up the jungle beasts, which makes the route between here and Kaas City hazardous. Several individuals traveling on foot have disappeared. I've even had reports of jungle beasts attacking speeders.
Bet you Imperials taste pretty good with some gacho sauce.
Watch that tone with me, or I'll revoke your authorization to visit this world. I dispatched 2 commando teams into the jungle to clear out the beasts, but they never returned. An emergency holo message came through from one of the team leaders. I'll play it for you.
Repeat. Landing beacons are emitting some kind of energy. Power surges are driving the beasts mad. Can't get close enough to reroute power. Lost my team. Beasts closing in. Need reinforced. Ah!
Sensors confirm unusual energy readings in the jungle. The spaceport's landing beacons appear to be the cause.
How could landing beacons affect the creatures?
If a beacon's energy signature has been altered, the sonic frequency could be extremely disruptive to a creature's nervous system. You look like someone at home in a jungle, and you're well armed. I need you to reroute power on those landing beacons. I'll track your progress from here. Return when you're done. Good luck. The jungle predators are fierce.
You look like someone who lives in a jungle? What's that supposed to mean? What's interesting is if you come here after your trials at the Sith Academy on Korriban as either a Sith warrior or a Sith Inquisitor, as you'll notice, they speak to people very differently. As a Sith, even commanders, even generals of the Imperial military will or can act subserviently towards you because you are on a higher social status, and your potential to rise within the Empire is much greater than their own, and they know that. As for a bounty hunter, well, at least we're human. I suppose he would have something extra to say if we were indeed shock horror, an alien bounty hunter.
Sensors indicate the energy fluctuations continue. We need those landing beacons dealt with.
So there are 3 landing beacons we can investigate and rewire. do also have a bonus mission. The strange signals being pumped out by the landing beacons have driven the local wildlife mad. They are attacking travelers and speeders and making travel to Kaas City impossible. Cull their packs within the jungle around the spaceport.
Trouble on the way.
Gained anything from these beasts worth claiming? These tiny fangs. Who wants to display tiny fangs in their trophy room? We want great big rancor teeth. All 3 landing beacons rewired. If we were to head up along this way, this would lead us to the first datachron, located here on Dromund Kaas, behind this Gundark Life Taker. Yep, you can see it glowing in the distance there. Let us go report our success.
Seems you did your job. We're not reading any more energy fluctuations from the landing beacons. Analysis indicates they were deliberately sabotaged to drive the jungle beasts insane. I'm transmitting a full report to Kaas City. You earned your wages for this work, but don't think it entitles you to special treatment. Goodbye.
Lovely. Oh, and we completed our conquest quest here. So we earned 100,000 conquest points. And of course we completed the weekly conquest. So we're starting to get the tarnished armor set with our current level. companion gifts, we'll store them later. Crafting materials. And 5 bits of armor. Let's take a look. A slightly worse earpiece. New belt, new pants, new helmet. You know, it's not bad. It isn't terrible. But let's continue on our way. What is this then? A security checkpoint of some kind.
What's this? Shaking down travelers?
What are you gonna do if we say yes? When the speeders were pulled off the line, people started braving the deeper jungle, trying to make it to Kaas City on foot. Had a few deaths, some of them VIPs. Captain Tolto sent us to keep people out and poke around a bit, see what's out there.
Don't leave me hanging.
We managed to take some data readings, even some hollows. Big nasty critters out there, nothing to mess with. Our runner, unfortunately, is down a leg from the experience. If you're headed back towards the spaceport, could you give the observation disc to Captain Tolto?
Let's get more specific about my pay.
Ah, of course. I'm sure we can work something out. You'll get your credits.
We weren't exactly heading back to the spaceport, but for credits, we could consider it.
As soon as Captain Tolto has that report, he can decide what to do out here.
Very well.
Package for you. Charge on delivery.
Ah, the runner must have taken ill or something. I'll take it. This is what I needed. I'll start moving to warn everyone off that path until we can get some full cleanup squads. Eventually we'll have to get out there and clear out the jungles. For now, we can keep people away.
So let's head back over to that checkpoint. Even though they pulled the speeders off the transit line, we do need to brave the deeper jungle to reach Kaas City. Before we head over, we have grabbed our first heroic mission. The feared Mandalorian Craig has issued a challenge to anyone who dares. Defeat him and win both credits and glory. Craig is said to have a camp somewhere here in the Dromund Kaas jungle valley. Find Craig and his fellow Mandalorians and answer his challenge. And as always, we'll earn a nice amount of experience, and we can choose between one of 2 lockboxes as a reward. We need to find this Mandalorian Craig, but we also need to defeat 8 of his fellow Mandalorians.
Pretty sidekick, Buster.
Looks like we have a Sith warrior here. A juggernaut at that. Level 76. Okay, that's the Mandalorians dealt with. Let's find this leader, this Craig. Excellent. That is one heroic mission complete. We can now continue our journey through the heroic area, this jungle valley. And we can locate another Imperial checkpoint. This is Outpost Tempest. And normally, for that personal challenge heroic, you would speak to Vought Norman here. But let's continue on our way to Kaas City. Traveling through an area known as the Wilds. When the Sith discovered Dromund Kaas, it was an untamed jungle world, uninhabited by any sentient species. Over centuries, gleaming and orderly Imperial cities have spread to cover most of the planet, but stretches of harsh, untamed wilderness remain. Populated by violent predators such as the Gundark or Juggerun, the wilds separate Kaas City from its spaceport and are best navigated at a safe distance by speeder rather than on foot. And we did mention previously how the Empire makes liberal use of slave labor, and it seems some individuals have managed to break free from their bondage and are here and out in the jungle.
Hate to be the maintenance guy for that. Can you imagine having to trudge out here every time a vine cat climbs a signal tower?
Yeah, that's not a signal tower though, Mako. That is something entirely different which we're about to learn about as we continue on our journey to Kaas City in the distance here. We do have a downed shuttlecraft.
I have a job for you. An Imperial emergency. Plenty of hazard pay, but you'll have to move fast. Rebel slaves hit my team in the jungle. They stole weapons, supplies. As if that wasn't bad enough, the idiots ransacked our spires for parts. Without those components, we've got a lightning spire building up dangerous energy levels. It'll crater half of Kaas City if it blows.
What's a lightning spire?
They power Kaas City, converting lightning blasts into energy. Handy tech you'd never suspect could be the end of us. Most of my men ran off. Some tried to reclaim the spire parts, but the rebels cut them down. I came back here for reinforcements. We need to recover the components the rebels stole and get that lightning spire back online before it goes critical.
The rebel scum will wish they'd never touched the spires.
Excellent. I'll hold off raising the alarm for a while longer. The rebels are camped along the river. Blast them down, pry the stolen components from their hands, and then reinstall them at the spire. If the river runs red with rebel blood, I'll throw in something extra.
Sounds like you have yourself a deal.
Hurry. The spire could go critical any moment now.
So we need to find this river that the rebels have situated themselves across. Normally we could go back down and deal with the rebels outside of the lightning spire. They do have some of the components. But if we travel along this jungle trail here, there are some optional missions which for a long time I forgot even existed.
Are you looking for the supervisor? He left before those spacers arrived. Ugh, that crew just wouldn't leave. They kept asking for supplies. Do I look like a quartermaster?
Were they asking for anything in particular?
I wasn't really listening. Maybe something about new uniforms. I sent them to the next camp over. Director Nashal there loves boasting about their superior equipment. So he can share it. I can give you the camp's location if you like.
Just point me in the direction of the action.
There. It's not far. Hopefully you'll catch them before they leave.
So we're not really being hired for a job, but something about spacers asking about new uniforms. Doesn't sound quite right, does it? Meanwhile...
Useless bureaucrats. Let them come here and do my job for a while. You're a hunter, right? You look like one anyway. I'm Sergeant Mulcaris, 3rd Recon Company. Are you here about the bounty on the jungle predators?
I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm always for hire.
Well, I guess it's lucky you happened to wander through here. I've been in charge of protecting the slaves from predators since my superior was gored by one. There are too many beasts for us to handle. I requested assistance from Kaas City, but all they did was put a bounty on the jungle creatures, which hasn't helped us at all.
Why not exactly?
The only people who responded to the bounty were a pair of Mandalorians who promptly got themselves eaten. Poor slaves, I hear their screams when the creatures drag them away. Even off-worlders don't deserve to die like that. If you could thin out the predator population, it would make a huge difference for us.
Be seeing you.
If you kill the jungle predators, take the proof to Administrator Reese in Kaas City. She's paying the bounties on them.
Administrator Reese. Okay, try to keep that name in mind. So there is a bounty on vine cats and yusks. We need to find their pelts and their horns. And here's the river that Sergeant mentioned. The rebels are around here. Of course, we also have another small Imperial encampment. Unfortunately, it's in not the best of states. That's a lot of dead researchers. What the hell happened?
Finally, somebody armed. I couldn't do anything. It was a group of spacers. We were helping them and they attacked us. I ran in here when they shot Nashal, but I heard them talking. I think they're Republic spies.
Get a grip on yourself.
They ransacked the camp for supplies and uniforms, even stole identification off each body. Then they found one of our maps. We'd located a hidden cave at the bottom of the waterfall nearby. They could regroup there and shoot anyone who gets close.
Did you get a chance to count them?
Enough to slaughter my colleagues. That's all I know. We need our uniforms and IDs back. Our supplies reclaimed and those spies destroyed. Please. The security of the Empire is at risk.
It sounds like something you really should be contacting the Imperial military for, but if you're willing to pay for these supplies, uniforms to be returned, we can see what we can do, certainly. Here we have our fellow power tech here, dealing with some of the rebel scum. And here's this waterfall the assistant researcher mentioned. This is where he saw these spacers traveling towards. So we need to recover Imperial uniforms, IDs, and recover any stolen research camp supplies. It looks like someone has already been here. Someone with stealth, I would guess. Thank you, Mako. Ever since we arrived at Viken Space Dock, Mako has wished to have a word in private. Back here, there is actually a Republic medic, a champion enemy. Tending to some of the injured Republic soldiers. Oh, we earned... they're both power relics. That's unfortunate. Do we have any better trophies on our person? Not at the moment. Okay. We have all of the supplies recovered.
I'm not scared of you.
Supplies. And the uniforms too. I thought it would take a whole platoon to handle those infiltrators.
There was a lot of blasting. It was good.
Still, it couldn't have been easy. Thank you.
You are welcome. Level 21. I'm just gonna head along this way again because we do have this champion Jäger in here. Ah, we might as well help out. Excellent. We have more Jägering around. So, now we need to go deal with the rebels. So these rebels... Oh, we already got the spire modulator and capacitor. Now just looking for the overload shield.
I'm not scared of you.
Oh, excellent. We have all the components to hopefully repair the lightning spire now. The rebels have made themselves a small encampment here. There's no reason to destroy it, but there's no reason not to either. And we find our first dielectric tendril. A gathering node if you have bioanalysis. Is there anything here worth grabbing? Probably not, but... Ooh. Yeah, I don't see any reason to be here, unless... I would guess there was a security chest maybe in here. Someone may have already liberated it. No matter. I'm trying to recall where the world boss is located here on Dromund Kaas. I have to explore a little. Each world we visit does have what is known as a world boss that normally needs a decent group of players working in concert to bring down. We'll claim your pelt. Oh, I totally forgot. We can not only loot these, but we can get Mako or ourselves to make use of bioanalysis. Strong creatures can be scanned as part of our crew skill bioanalysis for components. Like some green goo here.
Trouble on the way.
It's the same with scavenging and strong and above droids, being to disassemble them for parts. Green goo may not seem like much, but since we are going to be working on biochem, it'll actually be rather early for some of the very, very early adrenals and stimulants we'll be able to create. Let's repair the lightning spire. We're looking for one more vine cap. Bound to be one up along this way, on our way to find Sergeant Torkin once again. Ah, perfect.
You can relax. I've replaced the spire components.
I was just about to call in evacuation orders for the city. Well done. The rebel slaves will think twice before tampering with Imperial property again.
You are welcome. And we gained a new codex entry on the rebelling slaves. Brought from off-world by Lord Ket to build a massive monument to Ket's master Darth Vowron. These slaves quickly rebelled, seizing industrial drills to destroy the unfinished statue and killing all who came to suppress their rebellion. Many theories abound as to how the rebellion started, and its duration suggests that other, more powerful parties have become involved in secretly supporting the rebels. This is the largest slave rebellion in Dromund Kaas history, and second only to the rebellion led by Dakar Sol on Malachor V in the history of the Empire. Efforts have been made to contain the rebellion and keep it from spilling over into Kaas City, but the Dark Council has yet to act decisively on the matter, preferring to let the rebellion continue as a warning to other over-ambitious Sith. Indeed, we'll hear other rumors about what has caused this slave revolt. But for now, we shall take a break once again. We have just arrived outside of Kaas City. There are a couple of things we can do on our way to what is known as the Citadel, and the Mandalorian Enclave, where we will meet with this Huntsmaster. But we will learn more about the Great Hunt once we reach our destination. Thank you all for joining me with even more Star Wars The Old Republic. As always, feel free to leave a comment if you so wish, and hopefully I'll see you for even more next time. Until then, no, take care. Bye bye now.